All right, waiting to hear again from Donald Trump, this time campaigning in Maine, the only state that splits its electoral votes there, apportioned out the most to the winner and then the second most to whoever gets the second round of votes here. But all of this on a day that might have been a gift to his campaign and stopped Hillary Clinton's advance in a lot of key states. Mostly that, at a minimum, is the impact of this latest email revelation and the fact that James Comey, the FBI director, has essentially reopened things here, or at least looking into expanding that server issue of Hillary Clinton's and just what didn't get out. To Forbes contributor Jon Hartley, Gary Kalpom, investor extraordinaire. We're looking at the money angle here because I want to show everybody again something that shows how quickly Wall Street seizes on something. 1:10 p.m. Eastern Time today, the top circle there you see when this email probe just came out, stocks tanked. So did the Mexican peso, curiously enough. Now, as both of these folks will tell you, Wall Street doesn't like the unexpected. This was unexpected. It had already factored in, I think it's safe to say, gentlemen, a Hillary Clinton victory, whether they liked her or not, that's what they were planning on. This was a variable they didn't see happening. Did they react too quickly? Gary, what do you think?
Well, look, the market's been very quiet for 37 days. We have 7 trading days left waiting for the election, which supposedly is a certainty for Clinton, and then everything changes in a nanosecond. That's how you get the reaction from certainty to uncertainty, and then you see the Dow dump about 130 to 150 points before you can say boo. But the other part of the equation is the easy money equation. You have one candidate that will keep Yellen, keep the easy money, another one that already has said they're going to fire Janet Yellen and get away from the easy money, and we know markets have been addicted to it, so I think that is of consequence today, and you saw what happened very quickly.
So it's not a matter of red or blue, John. What Gary's saying, it's green. Sometimes Wall Street, which gets used to things a certain way, doesn't like that change, right?
Well, I think the FBI revelation is certainly a big surprise. But what I think is a little bit less surprising is that stocks have tanked on this news. There's been a lot of evidence so far in the cycle that Donald Trump's chances have improved. The equity markets, not just in the U.S., but globally, have fallen. There was a recent Brookings paper by Justin Wolfers and Eric Zitzowitz that looked at an event study of that. And I think there is a policy rationale for that. Donald Trump has spoken very forcefully against trade. He's spoken in favor of raising tariffs significantly on China. Remember, tariffs are like taxes.
Right.
And he's also spoken about renegotiating NAFTA.
But if you would think, if you built the premise, what you're saying, that all of a sudden, something like this, the uncertainty and all that, markets would be crazy nuts by the end of the day. They kind of ended the day where they began, after all that whipsawing. Do you see that as the market still doubting he's going to win, or, I don't know, preparing for that? Which is it?
I think that's right. Well, I think if you look at prediction markets, Donald Trump's odds have really only improved by about 7% or so, and so he remains at still having roughly a 20% perceived probability of actually getting elected. So I think his odds actually remain low, even though he's improving in national polling.
I'm taking a bet here, and you guys are smart at this stuff. I think they dramatically improved today, but I could be wrong. But one of the things that makes me say that, Gary Kalpom, is this comment by Senator Chuck Grassley on Comey's decision to do this. He goes on to say about Comey, this is Senator Grassley, it's left a lot more questions than answers for both the FBI and Secretary Clinton. Congress and the public deserve more context to properly assess what evidence the FBI has discovered and what it plans to do with it. Now, presumably, that would be pretty weighty stuff for the director to do what he did. So let's say we learned that there was a big reason and substantial reasons for him to do what he did today, and that it could turn this election. Then what?
Substantial news will change this election. And just remember, it's not just about the presidential side. It was supposedly a lock also that the Dems were going to get the Senate. That may be off the table, even though the Republicans are probably going to keep the House. Look, big news is big news, and we have seen over the last few months momentum change swiftly and huge, no pun intended, from one to the other. So I would not count out anything. I got to tell you, it's Friday. We have another 10 days. 10 days is a very long time in politics. And I can promise you one thing. The Republicans are going to be running ads 24/7 on this starting tonight in all the races, and it is going to definitely change the scenario.
All right, gentlemen, thank you both very, very much. Good weighing in on this. Well, we know, to Gary's point, is that it's still another few days to go in this wonderful month here, so we could still see more October surprises. We ever had a November surprise? Because we got time for that as well. Surprise.